Just kidding, guys. I'm not James Bond, but hopefully I can help you look as good as him. And to do that, we're going to talk about white dinner jackets. White dinner jackets are elegant, they are masculine, they are sometimes a little different and flashy, but above all, when they're worn well, they are supremely stylish. The white dinner jacket came about, so the story goes, according to Alan Flusser, in 1934. Esquire magazine published an illustration with gentlemen wearing an off-white or white-colored dinner jacket as an alternative to the midnight navy or black tuxedo or dinner jacket of the time. The white dinner jacket was intended to be a stylish alternative that was perhaps not quite as warm-wearing as black or midnight navy. Some evening events, even though they may start at 6 or 7, the sun is still out, still beaming down on you, and you can get really warm really quick in a black or navy tuxedo. So the white dinner jacket should hopefully, and does, alleviate some of that. It's important to keep in mind a couple things related to the white dinner jacket. First, a white dinner jacket itself, the name is kind of a misnomer. It should never be pure white. It should be a cream or ivory-like color like you see me wearing here. You don't want something that's all white. It blends in with the shirt. It doesn't provide any contrast. The kind of vanilla, cream color I'm wearing, you get a little contrast with the shirt, and it's not quite as stark, contrasting with the cummerbund, the pants, and the bow tie. The other thing to keep in mind is it's not quite as formal as your midnight navy or black tuxedo or dinner jacket. Think of it more along the lines of a velvet smoking jacket or a velvet dinner jacket. In film and cinema, we have 3 notable examples of the white dinner jacket. The first is Indiana Jones in the Temple of Doom, that opening scene where he's in the nightclub. He's wearing a wonderful white dinner jacket with a black waistcoat. The second is Humphrey Bogart as Rick Blaine in Casablanca. He wears this wonderful white dinner jacket, double-breasted, pretty much throughout the entire movie minus a couple scenes, and he looks about as smooth as a dude can look. But there's one better, and that's, of course, James Bond. Bond has worn a white dinner jacket in at least half a dozen films, most recently in Spectre. He wore a couple different ones in Man with the Golden Gun. You have Octopussy, The Living Daylights, and, of course, most famously in Goldfinger. When to wear a white dinner jacket? In America, it's very much a seasonal thing. I really only recommend, especially outside of the South, wearing it in the summer months. In the warmer climates, when it's hot, like Florida, I think you can get away with it year-round. If you're in the tropics, I think year-round is totally fine. But keep in mind, like any tuxedo, like any black tie affair, you shouldn't really wear a black tie before 6 p.m. and you shouldn't wear it when white tie is called for. It's not formal enough. And you shouldn't really wear it if cocktail attire is called for. It is a black tie ensemble after all. So if the invite for the event says black tie or black tie optional, which for the record, I hate that as a dress code, but if that's the dress code, you're totally fine, I think, to wear a white dinner jacket. Some people will say you shouldn't wear them in the city. It's more of a country thing, which historically, yes, there is a point that can be made there, and there is some truth to that. However, I think a white dinner jacket is still fine to wear in the city, especially if you're at like a rooftop party in the city. White dinner jacket, totally appropriate. Even if it's an indoor event, I think you're totally fine. I've seen some guys wear them at weddings. I saw one gentleman, he was the father of the bride. He wore it at a wedding at the plaza, and he looked super smooth, super suave. So I don't really abide by that old kind of rule, that old mentality that you shouldn't wear a white dinner jacket in the city. Let's talk about what to wear with your white dinner jacket. As I said, it's really the same things you're going to wear with a black or a midnight blue tuxedo. You have your black bow tie and cummerbund or waistcoat. You can do the satin or grosgrain. You'll see some guys switch it up for a needlepoint cummerbund, which I think is an awesome look. And if you have a lady in your life that can knit that for you or stitch that for you, that's awesome. Other times you'll see guys swap out the black for a Madras bow tie, which I think is a great look. Really cool, really nice, really complements the cream or the vanilla color of the dinner jacket. For pocket squares, you can never go wrong with white, but I like a burgundy, pink, or red pocket square. I'm wearing a solid red one here. I think it's a great way to bring in a little bit of color to the ensemble. Moving inside the jacket, we have suspenders. I'm a fan of a little color, but here I'm wearing something a little more subdued. A black and white houndstooth pattern Oftentimes I'll wear pink or green or red suspenders. I think it's a fun way, again, to add a little color to the ensemble. And if you end up taking your jacket off late at night, maybe you're dancing or something, or other extracurriculars, it's a nice pop of color. And the ladies seem to like it and appreciate it as well. Moving down the sleeve, we have cufflinks. I'm a fan, black, mother of pearl, stainless steel, silver. I have a pair here. These are kind of a fun cufflink. It's a wingtip shoe, which I think is fun. For watches, gold, stainless steel, platinum, white gold, it's up to you. Either a leather strap, black only, maybe burgundy, that'd be kind of a fun take. But I think black is the most classic. Or a nice dress metal strap here. We have the Jubilee. This is the watch that I wear most often with a tuxedo. Moving further down, again, we have the cummerbund or waistcoat. Guys, I hear guys talking a lot about, do I need to wear a cummerbund? The answer is yes, you need to wear a cummerbund, guys. You need to cover up the waist. You're not wearing a belt, I know, but you have this kind of swath of fabric here between the button and your waistband that if you were not wearing a cummerbund, pops out. You do not want that look. You want the cummerbund to come up just about to where the button is, so if your jacket flaps open, you're keeping a consistent line of color from your pants to your cummerbund. That's the aesthetic purpose. There's a whole other backstory with cummerbunds that we can talk about at another time. But yes, you guys should 100% wear a cummerbund or waistcoat, please. I've been in a number of events and guys don't wear them. And weddings, the guys say, oh, no cummerbunds, it's modern, it's minimal. I don't buy into that at all. Moving down the pants, you should have your classic tuxedo pant with the satin or grosgrain silk stripe going down the side. And then for shoes, we all know that I love shoes. You can go super formal with your black opera pump. You can do your patent leather shoes if that's your style. A Belgian shoe is a great look. You could do, I think what's another great look is a classic black Oxford with a nice shine. I wouldn't really recommend boots or driving shoes. It just doesn't quite go with a tuxedo. Some guys may be able to pull those off, but if you're just getting into black tie, and unless you're really confident and comfortable in your style, I wouldn't recommend that stuff. My favorite shoe to wear with a tuxedo or dinner jacket is a bit loafer. Maybe it's because I'm biased and I own a loafer company, but I pretty much always wear a black pair of bit loafers with my tuxedo and dinner jacket. I think it's a great look. I know it's not the style for everybody. It's just not a fit, but for me, that's my style, so I wear bit loafers. Regarding the configuration of your dinner jacket, either shawl collar or peak lapels, I'm more a fan of peak lapels. I like the vertical lines and the angularity that comes with the peak lapels, but shawl collar is totally fine. In fact, I think it's more common than the peak lapels. Double, single-breasted, totally your call. Double-breasted, obviously a little more formal than single-breasted, but it does kind of negate the whole idea of having a slightly cooler wearing dinner jacket in warmer weather, but that's, again, totally up to you. You do not, again, want black facing or silk facing on the lapels. I think it just looks cheap. It draws attention away from the view, from the wearer's face. For instance, if this jacket had black lapels, you'd probably be distracted by them while I'm talking, whereas you really should be focusing on what I'm saying and on my face. And it's the same when you're in any conversation. The goal of the jacket is to draw the attention up to the speaker or to the wearer's face. For vents, I think side vents or dual vents or no vents is most appropriate. If you want to do a single center vent, totally up to you, that's totally fine. But when you're sitting, I think a dual vented jacket sits much better than a single vented jacket. For the sleeve buttons, 1, 2, 3, 4 buttons, it's really up to you. I think mother of pearl is the most elegant option. I wouldn't recommend black buttons. To match your bow tie. Again, kind of like the lapels, I think it looks kind of cheap, but something that kind of complements and blends in with the jacket. You don't want buttons that are detracting from the overall look. This jacket in particular is from Oliver Wicks. I got this a couple years ago. I love the jacket for a couple reasons. A, Oliver Wicks is one of the few places online that offers white dinner jackets on a custom or made-to-measure basis. For me, I've had nothing but good experiences with them. I would recommend them to you guys. This jacket in particular is half line, which is super nice. So in the summer, you get just a little bit more breathability. Even though it's a tightly woven fabric, you still get that little bit of breeze that can come through. You don't have that extra layer of lining, which in the summer, when it's super hot out, when you're dancing, every little bit helps, as we know, guys. Before I forget, let's talk about the shirt. Now, there are a lot of options here. You can go with a wing collar or a turn-down collar. I have a turn-down collar here. I think it looks a lot better with the bow tie. The wing collar is just a little bit too much with a white dinner jacket, so I would advise staying away from that. Decoration on the front of the shirt, it's really up to you. Do you want a pleated front, a piqué front, another type of decorated bib front? Certainly appropriate with a white dinner jacket. Historically, that's the more common option. I like something a little simpler, but that's just me. I go with a simple, shirt with kind of a regular placket. For the sleeves, highly recommend turn-back cuffs or French cuffs. You can maybe get away with cocktail cuffs if that's your thing. Very James Bond-esque again. And even speaking of James Bond, in On Her Majesty's Secret Service, George Lazenby, when he plays the character, is wearing a ruffle front shirt with a dinner jacket. Not a white one, but a tuxedo nonetheless. And it is like the most 60s, like early 70s thing I've ever seen. Wouldn't really recommend that, but hey, if that's your thing, I guess go for it. But me, I'm a simple guy in this respect. I go with, again, a simple shirt, turn-down collar, French cuffs. That's what I think is best. By now, I think I've covered all of the main talking points regarding a white dinner jacket, how it came about, pop culture references, what to wear with them, how to wear them, when to wear them, what time of year, all that stuff. But if I missed something, or if you guys want to debate me, you think I'm wrong on something, hit the comments below. Would love to start a discussion. If you want to see more of this type of content, hit the like or subscribe button. You can follow my Instagram or blog. I'll put links below. If you want to get a jacket like this, I'll also throw in a link for Oliver Wicks and some of the other things that I featured, the bow ties, cufflinks, shoes, stuff like that. I hope this video was able to help you guys out. I hope you're able to get value from it. Helps you wear a white dinner jacket better, maybe even look like James Bond if you want to. So guys, stay tuned for more great content. Until next time, again, my name is Justin Jeffers from The Fine Gentleman. Thanks for watching.